Hey, hi everybody. Sorry I'm late, but I had a few problems before getting here. Yeah, and the cool thing is we are going to talk about problems today. All right? Cool. First, before we get started with our acting from all angles, let me introduce myself. My name is Julianne Lichty Stratton. I am the creator of Actors in Action professional acting training, where we are dedicated to providing and helping the actor facilitate their success through having a, a, a presence and a solid acting process. All right, so today we're going to be talking about problems and how they get in our way of our acting career. And I also want to give a shout out to Red Finch Rental. I'm wearing your hat today. They're so great. They're local here. And then also Believe in Magic, which is from Annette Coaster's live action show with Frisian stallions and actors. So doing that today. All right, so let's talk about some problems. Do you ever feel like that, you really want your acting career to go well? You really want all your ducks to get in a row, but you just keep coming up against the same thing over and over again. You keep tripping yourself up, and you don't quite know how to get through these issues so that you can actually access yourself as an actor and really, really fly with your acting work. So that's what I'm talking about today, and that fits into, we have our 5 categories of success for acting, which is the ABCDEFs of acting: appearance, business, craft, determination, emotional fitness, and financial fitness. So that fits into the emotional fitness area. But it also bleeds all to the rest of it, because our problems can affect all 6 of these different areas. All right, so what do you do? What do you do about your problems, overcoming them? First thing you need to do is identify them, of course. What's my problem? What's the thing that I do that keeps me from booking really well, from preparing super well for my auditions, from being the best me that I can, so that I can book the most work that I can? So you got to identify that. So an example would be, say you suffer from anxiety like I do, a debilitating anxiety that you just have an anxiety disorder, and it just, boom, clicks in, and all of a sudden you're shut down and you just can't get yourself to do what you want to do. So what do? Do you just give in, like, okay, that's how it is, I can't do anything about it? Well, no, of course not. What you're going to do is you're going to look at it, and you're going to go get help for it, however you can, however you need to. And determination is a really big part of this, because if we're really determined to act, that means we're going to be willing to face any obstacle and overcome it. All right, so for me, with my debilitating anxiety, which I sometimes have, which is so obnoxious because it just seems like, come on, snap out of it. But what I've done is I've gone into treatment for it, and it's really, really helpful. It's really great. I'm the kind of person that faces my problems and just grabs and gets them worked out as well as I can, and that's really served me in my career and in my world. And if you're not exactly that kind of person, that's okay too. We all work on our problems in different ways. So that's just one way. There's other things like, some people have problems with substance abuse, with drinking, which is why I put that picture of me playing that prostitute drinking out of that bottle of rum or gin, or I guess it was rum. We can certainly play people like that. We want to be able to access our emotions and access our acting abilities, to play people who are strung out, to play people that have a lot of issues. I mean, that's what drama is. It's about issues. It's about overcoming problems. That's the whole structure of drama. But in our real lives, it's really important. It's easier for us to deal with our problems and be able to be a healthy, well-balanced human being, so that we can access our art better. I know Hemingway was an alcoholic and he wrote prolifically, but he also died tragically, and from not treating his problem with that. Okay, so of course I've got some links for you today. I've got some great things. I even have a worksheet that I've created that you can sit down and fill out and get a little bit more of a handle on what your issues are that are keeping you from acting. Because the thing is, is the world needs good actors. The world needs actors and artists. Hey, Chelsea, there she's agreeing. Needs great artists, and if we are caught in our problems, we can't let go, and we can't allow ourselves to really be fully functional as an artist. Okay, so I've got this worksheet, and we'll just go through a little bit of it right now. So this worksheet actually is posted on my website, so you can just go on there and see it. And if you don't know, if you're like, I'm not really sure what it is that's getting in my way, you could start with looking at the 7 different categories of health. There are 7 of them, apparently. And the first one is physical. So an example of that could be, that's getting in your way, a problem that, you know, is like, I really am not in the best shape. Or I don't know what to wear at auditions. I don't know like what clothes to wear, all that kind of stuff. So so that would be a problem of an example of a physical problem. Mental, I have a really bad mindset. I keep having stinking thinking thoughts all the time. I can't get myself going. Then there's emotional. Emotional is a problem could be like, I have a really hard time with depression or anxiety, or I can't connect emotionally to my scene work. I just feel these blocks. I have a lot of students that feel blocks, and they don't know how to feel their feelings. And I have a great exercise based on Meisner's repetition called the emotional muscle development exercise that we do that helps you get in touch with that. So there's emotional, there's social. Maybe you don't like to network, you're shy, maybe you're spending too much time socializing, maybe you're partying too much. And there's spiritual, maybe like an example could be you don't feel a connection to something outside of you, and you feel lost and lonely, and like, what's the point? And then there's environmental. And environmental can be what's going on. Like, I live in a small market. I want to move to LA or New York, or I don't have a good agent, or I don't have an agent. That's like an environmental thing. And then financial. Financial is, I just don't have enough money to invest in my career, or I'm bad with finances, or I blow all my money, or you get the picture. Okay, so we've got those 7 categories. I'll go over them again. Physical, mental, emotional, social, spiritual, environmental, and financial. Okay, so you can look at those and you can just say, you know, what's the deal? How do I have any problems with this? And you can write them down. I'll send you a link to the worksheet. And you can write them down and you can figure that out, okay? So the next thing that you do is you have to be brave and face them, unless you want to keep spinning, of course, but the world needs you, so stop it. Stop spinning, stop. Then you write down, you know, what's your major stumbling block? For me right now, it's my anxiety. So, which can shut me down entirely, and I can't even think, and it's really, really annoying. So then I ask myself, you're gonna ask yourself, is this problem something I can do something about? Or is it something that is out of my control entirely? All right, so you have 2 choices when you figure that out. If it's, can I do something about it? Is it out of my control? If it's out of your control, say you wish you had blue eyes and you have brown eyes. I mean, they have not come up with an eye color surgery yet, and nor should they. And you're hung up on this. So what you're going to do with that is you're going to actually pick some things that you can focus on, and instead of obsessing about what you have no control over, like maybe how to do your makeup better. That's something you could work on. Or researching people that are super famous and have brown eyes, like Audrey Hepburn, with the ship green eyes. But you know, people building some self-esteem with that. Different things like that. What can you focus on instead of that problem? Now, the next thing is if you do have some control over the problem, then you need to come up with a plan. What you need is a plan to deal with that problem. So sit down, brainstorm, write things down. Just like sit down for 15 minutes and just write free form. How can you deal with this problem? So like with my anxiety thing, I realized, oh, I can go to treatment. Of course, I've been to therapy before, but I found out there's this really excellent form of treatment just for anxiety. So I can go and sign up and get treatment and get working on that. I have lots of homework I can do. There's a lot of things I can do about this problem, which is really empowering. If you figure out what's your stumbling block, you figure out what you can do about it, that is so empowering. And if you do something about it, and if you also figure out you can't do anything about it, and then you focus on other things, super empowering. Super empowered actors is what we want to be, because that will make us more in touch with ourselves and more able to express who we are. And we're all individual and we're all unique. Okay, So that's my little spiel for that. I'm going to set up my, I'm going to put my links up here right now. So we've got the link to this worksheet, how you can deal with your stumbling blocks. It's right there on my website. I'm also going to put a link to the OCD Anxiety Center, because who knows, there may be people out there that deal with the same thing as I do. And, you know, I used to be sort of ashamed of stuff like that, but I think a lot of us actors deal with these kind of issues, these kind of problems, and the more we can start talking about it, the more normalized it will be, and the more people can deal with it. So I think that's really important. There's also, I'm going to put a link to one of my favorite things, AA. If you do have a drinking problem or a substance abuse problem, go get help. There's people that desperately want to help you. I'm also going to put it in for OA, if you have an eating disorder of any sort, which what actress doesn't, right? So many of us actresses have had those issues. And actors too. Admit it, we're an appearance-driven business. We need to look good, and so we get obsessed about stuff like that, which just isn't helpful, not helpful. I'm also going to put a link to SCORE, which is a national institution it's sponsored by the government. It's for small businesses. So as an actor, you have a small business. You can go to SCORE anywhere. They have them all over the place. I know this goes out to not just the Utah area, the Mountain West, it goes out to LA and New York as well. You can go anywhere in any city and sit down with a counselor, and they can help you work on your business. So if you're having financial problems and you don't know how to get yourself so you can invest in your career, then they can help you with that. Okay, so that is my Acting from All Angles for today. Thank you so much for tuning in, and for those of you who tune in later, go ahead and leave some comments. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love to hear how you deal with your problems and overcome them so that you can be the full person that you are and the best actress or actor possible. Also, next week, Actors in Action starts again here in Salt Lake, and super excited about it. We've got our Wednesday night class, our Saturday class, our Tuesday class at UVU, and our advanced class, and we are working towards a showcase in August the 17th and 18th for our advanced class. So you'll want to set that date aside and come see us, because we do fantastic work. We do classic theater, scenes from classic theater, and it's really, really amazing. So, oh, one other thing we're going to start doing this session for Actors in Action is I'm going to have an industry night. I've already talked to several different casting people and agents here in Salt Lake. And one night a session, everybody's going to be able to do auditions for them, little one-line short auditions, get feedback from them, and then we'll also have a Q&A. So I'm really excited about that. I'm hoping it will help build community, bring in casting, bring in agents, bring in producers and directors to meet actors and to grow their world and grow our world. So, all right, over and out. We'll see you next week on Acting from All Angles. This is Julianne Lichty, founder of Actors in Action. Have a fantastic weekend, and we will see you soon. Bye-bye.